I'm going to go to that fucking MSI afterburner because I watched it. Dave Gorman sent me an email back then, like 2008, because I mentioned him. I like Dave Gorman and all the rest of it. You know, I don't know him, right? I don't know him or anything like that, but, you know, Dr. Himsa thinks the 200 bits. Hosinator and Kingfisher, Gamrush, Box Graphic thinks the subs and bits. Did Hardly Box Viper, Tom Star. I'm not going to be looking at Box Graphic. I'm not going to be looking at a video if you don't mind. Please, nobody give me bits or tips to look at a video, even if it's not your video. It's just that I want to get on with the game now, and now I sound all fucking horrible. And I'm not looking at that. Not looking at that video. Jojo, X-Bonus, Leffy, thanks to the subs. It's just it was slow opening that up and tabbing out, and then I have to the game fucks up and even gave you double bits. Double bits. And what he thinks of the sub. The Hardy Bucks Viper Tommy Slug Steal Your Blamface. Anybody know what that is? I should be able to grab one of that. Okay. Anybody know what that is? You told space and you... I did. What happened was... in my 2007 Fringe show, or live show, I would play some things off my laptop, but I would play them... I would play it by the laptop being near me, and I would just sort of press keys on the laptop. Then I saw Dave Gorman on the telly about early 2008, maybe late 2007, and he was like just sort of yapping away, and he had something in his hand like a wee remote control, right? And he was just sort of talking away, and he was obviously controlling his computer, controlling his laptop with this remote. And I asked on my blog at the time, does anybody know what Dave Gorman uses, that kind of thing? What is that? And then somebody said, well, why don't you ask him? And they did like, something like Dave Gorman at davegorman.com, you know, something like that, right? He seems like an alright guy, he'll maybe reply, something like that, right? And either I did email him or I didn't get around to it, I can't remember. But he ended up emailing me. He might have said it in reply. Wait, where you fucking going? But he said, hi, could you take my email address off your blog? It's just bots. Scrape the internet for email addresses and I'll get a lot of spam. And he said it in such a way that was slightly patronising. Slightly. No, completely. Because what he said was right. What he said was right. But he said something like, he didn't say there's such a thing called bots. And I was kind of thinking, do you know, I'm a fucking computer programmer. I know what fucking bots are. There's like that. See, like, wait a minute, I need to fix this. Hold on. That's the one I want. That's it there. But I was a kind of angrier person. So the Dave Gorman thing. So he said something, I don't know, it was a wee bit patronising, slightly. Right? It wasn't much, but it was just slightly. And I like him and everything. I've since messaged him and everything's all fucking fine. It's all fine, it's nothing, right? But back in 2007 or 2008, whenever I got it, it was, I don't know. And so he sent that message, he emailed us, whatever it was. But he, oh, I've lost my fucking arrow. But he never actually then told me. He never then, you know, he sent me that email and everything nice and everything, a wee bit patronising. But he never then said, oh, so anyway, so the Bluetooth, what I use is this. Do you know what I mean? He never then told me. I thought, well, you've emailed me to tell me about, you know, you take the email address off and all the rest of it. But he didn't then go, but to answer the question you were actually wanting to know, I use this. You know, he didn't actually say. Anyway, I kind of went on a wee bit of a rant about it in my blog, just for a laugh, I think. I thought, actually, I was looking for stuff to put in my new show. I thought, fuck, I'm going to fucking stick this in. Because what I ended up using was I used a Bluetooth, basically a wee Bluetooth dongle for my old laptop because it didn't have Bluetooth built in. And I used my phone at the time. And so I made this flash thing up on my computer. Like a whole sort of flash thing that would respond to me going right or left on the cursor keys or whatever you call them. Dongles, is that what they're called? Andy Bowlboy, Sleepy Time, Changin Man, Cullen Skink, Dave Thinks of Subs. Can I get a shout out to my pals in Team No Bad? Big shout out to your pals in Team No Bad. I hope you're no far right or anything like that. And so that with my phone that I had the Bluetooth, I could set it so like number 5 or that button would be like the equivalent of me pressing right on the keyboard on my laptop. That on the phone would be the equivalent of doing left. In fact, it was where we stick, you know, the phone. You know how the old phones used to have, like, there was a Sony Ericsson where we kind of wee stick in it. Up, left, right. It was a wee stick thing. I used that to control the laptop. So I was just sort of doing my show like that, and I would talk about things on this screen now and again. And I would like show videos, or like I would talk about top 5 things I hate, or I would talk about Americanisms and stuff like that, right? And I would talk about this, a fucking, you know, Boots Pharmacy. And that was before, it's before Limmy show. So I'd be going like that, this, and I would, you know, I'd go right on the phone. I'd just do the wee right thing, that. So it would all come up at the exact time I wanted it, just like Dave Gorman would do. And there was other wee things I did, like I said, you'll notice that I'm using my phone here. I've got my phone's controlling my laptop, everybody. And it, you know, it sort of goes through all these wee screens and stuff like that. It does other wee things, like I thought I've got these wee, I can assign wee sounds and stuff like that to numbers. So, and I did things like, so for example, like if yous don't find me funny enough, if nobody's laughing, don't worry about it. I can just press 1, and if when I pressed 1, it would be like canned laughter. It would be like that, and I would, you know, that was my show. I sort of like laugh and act like I'm, you know, respond like I'm, that sort of thing. And other wee things like a wee button, an anti-heckler button. If I press that, I think it said something like this one is stop until that person. It's something like this one is stop until that person shuts up. This one is stop until that person shuts up. This one is stop until that person shuts up. This one is stop. It was like that on a loop. I said that's my anti-heckler thing. So if anybody fucking starts any shit, I'm just pressing that. And it was like, I think it was 5, and there was a drunk guy or a drunk lass, I can remember, down the front in Oran Moor, in a way that was like interrupting the fucking show a wee bit. So I was like, well, how come that's that, you know, like that? And I was like, no, they were like that, and you know, and there's, see, when you see something like that in a crowd, there's like a radius around them of people, 3 or 4 radius, 3 or 4 person radius around them that are all like that. Fucking hell. And then beyond that, I kind of area of effect, kind of AoE. And then beyond that, nobody looks. You see it. You see it. Where everybody at that side is looking that way towards them, that side looking that way. The people behind are all kind of like that. And the people in front, you see them going like that. Like that. And then beyond that, everybody's just looking at you. And they're not affected by it. It's just a wee bit out of range. And this person, you'll just see this fucking radius around them, people going like that, can help, as if they've been at it all fucking night. That person would go, I had to react to it, you know, people were like fucking hearing it, seeing it. So you know, I pressed that button, this one to stop until that person shuts up, this one to stop, and everyone's like, hey! And then, you know, switched it off and then they stopped. But then it backfired because then they were getting a fucking reaction. And it turned out they were actually so steaming, they were actually being disruptive, and I got security to take them out. Zero Tall and 6,200 bits. Can you tell a pal Andy to shut the fuck up? He's not actually real, but just in case he exists eventually. Andy, shut up, mate. Beer Pong and Skin Bin, thanks for the subs. Look, see when you're on that fucking stage and you've made a fucking show and cunts have paid good fucking money that they've been working hard for to come and see your show. It's not their job to deal with this. You've spent ages making a show, writing a show, hoping it works out and rehearsing it and hoping it goes well. And then all these cunts have individually paid money for a ticket, them. Just for this one cunt to think to themselves, I'm going to get so wrecked, I'll be the usual state that I get when I'm wrecked, which is the state that I used to get in when I was wrecked, when I get wrecked. And something might happen. If it happens, it happens. I don't give a fuck. And then it does happen. They're at the front row of a fucking comedy show going like, I really... well, look here, you're kicking the ball. You're kicking the ball. It's your... Look. Like that. No. Right out. It gets in the way, it interrupts you, it stops you, there's cunts next to them like that. Fucking hell, man. It's like fucking it up for like 10, 15, 20 people. That's 10, 15, 20 people bought a ticket, fucking round. Minimum. And then there's you. Then there's you going, hi. Right. And then... like, after it, you get people messaging you saying, that fucking cunt was doing my fucking nutting all night. Thank you for getting fucking shot at him. They were nutting alright, or they're at the bar and they were like this at the bar and they were doing that at the bar. So you've got to deal with it. I'm not one of these people. I'm not one of these people who can deal with hecklers. I'm not like, oh, I've got a crank wee put down. Because we're not talking about somebody being a wee bit cheeky and then you say something a bit cheeky back and they're like, oh, fair play, and you're like, fair play. And that's it, and everything all dies down there. I don't know what to say. I don't deal with that. So that's not my type of thing. I don't know what to do. But when somebody's fucking drunk, they're a loose cannon. They're a loose cannon. They're no, and the way I see it is they're not even them. I've said this before. Somebody who's drunk like that, in a sense, when they're being like that, they're being an arsehole. In a sense, they don't even exist. When they sober up the next day, they'll look back at their own fucking behaviour, if they remember it, and go, fucking hell, man, I'm so sorry. What a fucking arsehole I was, or something like that, right? So that person doesn't even exist. Do you know what I mean? They're a temporary, they're in a temporary sort of existence. Just fucking get them out. Get them out, and the next day the person themselves will go, you're right to do that. But there was one person that I chucked to who I think it was one of my book things, who kept going on about it. Did they tweet me? They might have been tweeting me for like weeks after it, saying, can I get my book signed? I never got my book signed. Or something like that, because I got chucked out for nothing. And I'm like, did they get chucked out for nothing? No, it was the Lanky. No, Lanky stood up. I said, there's Lanky. Look, everybody, there's Lanky. If any's no, my streams or whatever, there's one of mods there, or I don't know if it was a mod at the time that I played, but there's Lanky Marlin or Johnny Man, or there he is. And he stood up, it was in Aberdeen, he stood up like that. Like that, and I thought, fucking sit down. I thought, he's fucking wrecked. Nae cunt. Only a few people have got the balls to just kind of, like, stand up and go like that. Like that. You've got to be drunk. I thought, he's fucking steaming. He's steaming. I just apologise for saying he's got the balls. It's something I'm trying to train myself to no say.